and welcome to that tingly feeling real estate here in Italy, where we say when you get that tingly feeling, you know it's the right house. So now you filled out an intake form for me, and you said that you were looking for a house in the center of a town or a village, and that you really wanted to be right in the middle of things. Now, you requested to look at both Tuscany and Abruzzo. Those are our favorite regions for expats. I want to tell you that given your budget and given the size of a house you wanted in the center of a town, I feel like your money will go a lot farther in Abruzzo than it will go in Tuscany. I think any real estate agent would tell you the same. I looked at all your requirements. You asked for some place in the center of town where you could walk to shops, walk to the hairdresser, to a pizzeria, to a restaurant, etc. But you did have a request for a fairly large house. You said you were looking for something in the neighborhood of 2,000 to 3,000. Is that right? I'm just gonna push. You've got a little piece of air right there. Just gonna push that out of the way right there. 2,000 to 3,000 square feet. And, I just have to think. I had to think about where we would find a house that large. That's actually in a town. That's inside of a town. If we were looking at the periphery or maybe in the countryside, like at a country house, I think we could find something like that. But that's a fairly large amount of square footage to want basically in the town center. Yes, I understand. You want to be close to everything. Can I offer you a cup of tea while we're talking? This is some honey that is made right here in Abruzzo. You've come such a long ways for this. No tea at the moment. I'm sorry, my radiators make a horrible gurgling noise. I hope that doesn't bother you. I do think I have found something for you. I have found, smell this. One of my clients just gave me this. They smell so good. They're just little dried flowers. I know, I just love them. And when you brush them, they release this little lovely scent. It's just lovely. Anyway, I have found, I think, something that could fit your needs. It is in a lovely little town. I know you guys wanted something that was a little bit bigger. You asked for a town size of about 15 to 25 to 50,000. You thought you didn't want anything bigger than 50,000. I really couldn't find. I only found one house in your price range that you are in that met that requirement, that was already in the very center of a town. However, the one that I found, which I have its profile right here, the size of the town is 1,500. Now I know that's a little bit smaller than what you wanted, but you wanted a town with character. You wanted a town that was medieval, or you wanted to live within the old city walls of a place. You wanted a town with character. So this is slightly smaller than what you were looking at. This is the city that I am thinking of for you is Città Sant'Angelo. It's nestled high in the hills, and it's just a beautiful town. It overlooks the Adriatic Sea. And I want you to know that this, I think, is what you're looking for. I know 1,500 is a little bit small, but let me explain. It still has many of its medieval walls, its medieval gates, and it has about 14,000 people living in the direct vicinity. So it's a very vibrant and very alive. They have a lot of festivals here. Let me talk to you about this town because there's a few properties here. If you don't like the property that I'm showing you today, I have a few more that I think might interest you in the same place. So, I mean, can you picture yourself here with the cobblestone streets, the rustic sun-washed buildings, all the old palazzo, a feeling of peace that is difficult to describe. Life is slower here. You spend your time at the cafe. Let me just look through these papers here. And here you can hear the faint hum of laughter from a nearby cafe. You can walk around the corner to the hairstylist, to the pizzeria, to the restaurants. And as I was saying, you can always hear the ringing of the church bells that mark down. As I was saying, they have a lot of festivals here. The reason they have so many, they have festivals, I mean, at least once a month, sometimes twice a month, is because they are trying to attract in tourists for the little shops that are in the town, as well as trying to attract even people, the locals, the people that come up from Pescara. This is a little town where you will always see tourists walking around. It is known as one of the nicest medieval towns in Abruzzo. So it's just right down the street and all the streets look like this, that we get to your property. Unfortunately, from the outside, you can't really, this property is part of a palazzo. A palazzo made out of beautiful old stone that has been aged to perfection. The house in question is from 1650. Can you imagine placing your little potted plants here on the front steps? The lady who lives here already has some plants outside. Oh, that wisp of your hair that you've got, it just does not want to get out of the way. I'll just brush it out of the way. You don't mind if I touch you, do you? I'm very touchy-feely. So let's go ahead and head on in. So now, this is the kitchen. What are your first impressions of this space? It's just right off the entrance hall. It is a lovely open space. It has been recently remodeled. The people before you have only been here for a few years, but they are moving back to America. So I know you guys had some ideas of what kind of a kitchen you would like. One of you said you like farmhouse style kitchens. One of you said you like more modern, clean, perhaps even Nordic lines. But can you imagine yourself in this space, cooking your pasta, drinking tea? You can also fit a dining room table in here, so you could use the table to prepare meals. Otherwise, I'd like to show you some ideas of how we could completely reconfigure this space. But I just wanted to get your initial thoughts. It is beautiful, isn't it? I agree. Okay, so I just wanted to show you a picture of what it looks like with a table in here in case you wanted to put a kitchen table in the middle of the room. I'm just going to whisper very softly because that baby is sleeping in the other room. And here you can see that this is what it looked like when it was under construction, as IKEA was putting in the kitchen. I do want to show you what the kitchen looked like originally. It was a bespoke kitchen, but when the new owners arrived, they found it to be in a horrible condition. It looked as if it hadn't been cleaned in years. So they felt like it was imperative to get a new kitchen. Now, I've talked to you because, as you know, I am also an interior decorator. And I know one of you has said that you like the cottage core look, so I have done a few sketches using a whimsical cottage core type kitchen that I did in another house that I would like to show you. Here is another drawing of a kitchen that's kind of similar to yours. Yours is much larger, but again with that whimsical look and color. So you also said that you liked the farmhouse style, so I looked at a couple of different farmhouse kitchens. This is a kitchen that we did for a house in the country, and we did it with a lot of hand-painted Italian tile. You could change it to your kitchen. You could upgrade your kitchen simply by adding tile to the backsplash if you wanted to. What do you think of this kitchen? Here is another kitchen that we have done in a renovated barn. It's more high-end, but very farmhouse. This is also something we could do for your kitchen. This is one of my favorite kitchens that we did. And what was beautiful about this kitchen was the exposed stone. Now, I think this kitchen here in this house has been dry rolled, and I believe what is behind the dry roll is stone. So you could look at, if you wanted to do a complete remodel, you could look at removing the dry roll and exposing the stone. Yeah, that's a lovely kitchen. That's my favorite kitchen, I think. Now I realize that one of you preferred a more modern look, a more clean look. The word Nordic was mentioned. The word high-end was mentioned. So this is kind of this is a Nordic style kitchen that we have done in Italy. This one is a very high-end kitchen that we did. This was more in fashion, I would say, a few years ago. It's not my taste, but the customer was very pleased with how it turned out. So here I just kind of tried to show you a similar layout to your house and what it might look like as a high-end kitchen, or perhaps something like this. Okay, so you'll have to discuss amongst the two of you which type you like, but we can work together to completely come up with a new plan for this kitchen if you like. So let's go ahead and move on into the living room, shall we? Just follow me right this way through this dining area. Now, I have always thought that this is just a very beautiful living room. And that's the owner's Siamese cat there. He's purring like crazy. What do you think? What are your thoughts on this room? Here's a couple pictures of some high-end farmhouse style living rooms that we have done in the past, so you could get an idea of what you might want to change about this living room. And of course, if you wanted more of the whimsical look, here are some drawings I've done again for another client who had a farmhouse style living room, and she actually wanted to do an Alice in Wonderland theme. So we didn't go ahead with this project, but we were going to build some fake trees, kind of bring the nature indoors. This is something that we could do for this living room. Just something to think about if you want to do some And lastly, on this floor, we have a lovely little laundry room slash half bathroom. So now can you imagine doing your laundry in here with your window wide open? This property is surrounded on two sides by a courtyard, which we'll see in a minute. And you can hear the birds outside, which gives it just a really nice ambiance. So let's head back through the living room. So again, the living room is just really beautiful, and it opens onto a courtyard with a lot of lovely green plants. Now I also wanted to show you this charming bathroom. We just need to go back in and go up the steps. The recent owner had it completely redone. All these tiles here that you see, they are hand painted. Can you imagine? Can you imagine painting every one of these? And they tiled over the original stone walls, and they put in these elegant bathroom features. So the whole ambience of this little bathroom is a spa-like experience. It blends modern luxury with a traditional Italian charm. Can you imagine that modern luxury with traditional Italian charm? There's a deep, inviting tub, perfect for relaxing soak after a day exploring the beautiful countryside. Now, of course, this is how the house is currently decorated, but there's nothing to stop you from decorating it any way you want. But I think this bathroom is such a little jewel. It needs to be left the way it is. I mean, can you imagine yourself drawing a warm bath, perhaps adding a touch of lavender oil as you settle in, feeling completely at ease? Can you imagine? Just close your eyes, imagine it, breathe it in deeply, and let go of all your stress. This bathroom is designed to offer you complete relaxation. But as I said, this bathroom was just redone. Let me show you what it looked like when the current owner bought it. There was beige tile in every bathroom. It looked as if the homeowners had done it themselves. In addition, there was beige tile on the floor. The homeowner told me it was so bad that she wasn't even using it as a bathroom. She was just putting homeless kittens in there. Let me show you a little video of what it looked like while the homeowners were redoing the bathroom. Okay, then if you just want to follow me down the hall, we'll go look at the last 4 rooms. This first room is the home office. It's just a gorgeous space. The homeowner told me her husband really enjoyed working out of this office. They're going to miss it a lot. And then right next door, let's peek our head into the guest bedroom. The homeowner says she always tries to put some fresh flowers in this room. It's just got that wonderful old world patina to it. And then, of course, this last room is the master bedroom, and I would like to show you the little jewel of a shower that is connected to this room. Isn't this a stunning little shower? Reminds me of the sea, and then to also have the view of the sea just puts it over the top. It's just a little jewel. Again, the homeowners had to redo this. It had the same ugly beige tile. And we'll just pop our head into this small side room because the baby's sleeping. Okay, let's just head on back down the stairs and we'll head back to my real estate office and you can tell me your thoughts about this house. So as we're driving back, I would just like to point out that this part of Italy does have 3 beautiful national parks. They were recently created in the 1990s, and they serve as a corridor for wildlife, such as bears and wolves, which were reintroduced from Slovakia. So you have a lot of options to get out and see the mountains, but I would point out one thing, that the Apennines, this is something I found quite different from Colorado. In Colorado, if you're hot during the summer, you just go up in altitude, but that didn't really work very well here for me. Last summer, I went on a hike in the mountains and thought I was going to die. It was actually much cooler down in Città because Città is close to the sea. The mountains were just sweltering. At Christmas time, however, we had an amazing snowstorm that shut Gran Sasso down, and it is still impossible to get to the middle of Gran Sasso Campo Imperatore because so much snow came down that they must have done something to the road because it has been closed for a long time, and 2 alpinists who were up there hiking actually did lose their lives. The storm was fairly unexpected and dumped so much snow that it became very dangerous very quickly. So now as we're driving back to the real estate office, I just wanted to ask you what you thought of the house. Did you like it? You loved it? Oh, that's great. And what price do you think they're asking for it? What would be your guess? Close. That's very close, yes. The house is on the market for 605,000 euro, which I do believe at this point in time is a very fair price, especially given that the homeowners bought the house a few years back for a little over 500,000 euro, and they have put quite a bit of money and sweat equity into redoing it. So now that we are back at the real estate office, I just wanted to show you a picture of the center of Città Sant'Angelo at Christmas time. And I just want to recap some of the great things about living in this little town. This town comes with a bunch of charming churches and tiny little streets. And then the view of the Adriatic is just like a painting. In Città, you are not far from the big city. Pescara is just 20 minutes away. Anything you need or could want is in Pescara. It is a town it has 100,000 people. So you can just imagine yourself looking at these historic churches and knowing that even Italians come to this town to be tourists and to see the glistening blue of the Adriatic Sea, which is the nearest beaches are only about 15 to 20 minutes away. So you could go to the beach in the summertime, have a cappuccino, look at the ocean. You can walk to all the festivals. There's quite often when there's the festivals, there are food trucks that come to town. But if you think one is a little bit high, I would love to show you. There are a lot of properties here in this little town. Some of them are fixer-uppers. Some of them, if you think you would like a little, if you think that price is a little bit high, there are much less expensive properties. They are, of course, smaller than this one. This is about the largest you can find here. So that's the property I have to present to you right now. Would you like to look at a few others that are in the town? We can do that. We can continue to search. You're not in any rush to buy. Did you feel like this one? Tell me how you felt. Did you feel like this one met? Yeah, I want to say this same property in Tuscany would be well over $1 million. So the money does go farther here. There are all kinds of properties on the market in this little town. There are a lot of people restoring these houses right now. So let me show you a few others, and if you're interested in them, I can inquire into them, and maybe we can do a tour of those as well. This one is really beautiful and really special, and who knows, maybe someday this will be your place. But let me just show you a little bit of what else is on the market. Okay. Yeah, these are all outside of the city. Here's one that says it's in the middle of the city. I have actually seen this one before, and this is a lovely little apartment. Not even that little, it's about 1,300 square feet maybe. So that's a good, decent sized apartment in the middle of a town in Italy, and it's 130,000, which seems like a very fair price. Probably needs a little bit of renovation. You're looking for something a little bit larger? Yeah. Okay, let's look at some other ones here. Again, these are all outside of the town. Your money does go farther when you're out in the countryside, obviously. Just click on a few of these photos. What do you think about this? Now this one is definitely not within walking distance to any stores. You have to get into your car and drive. I just wanted to go back here and see what this is. Hai una casa da vendere, noi la valutiamo. It's kind of a weird thing to put in your announcement. It says that they promise to sell your house for 10% more than what it's worth on the market. So if I were going to buy this house, I think I would offer them at least 10% less than what the price says. I'm not sure why the seller would write that on their announcement, but at least for comparison purposes, you can see what you can get in the countryside for around the same price. Let's see, are there any more in the center here? Just gonna keep scrolling through, see if I can find any. This one looks like it might be in the center, but I'm not sure where that one is. And this one is, yeah, you want to go ahead? You want me to look at this one? Okay. Yeah, this one is outside. This is in the suburbs, not in the center. This looks like a nice little house again out in the countryside. One family sized house. Oh, with lots of potential. Looks like it needs a little bit of renovation. Needs to be brought up to date. There's not a lot of large houses in city centers. That's what made the house we were looking at today so special. That one's at the marina, that's down by the sea. Now this is a very famous villa, but it's off a very busy road as you drive up towards Città Sant'Angelo, but it has absolutely beautiful grounds. As you can see, it's a beautiful place. $670, it seems like a very good price, but again, you're not going to be able to walk anywhere. You're going to need a car to get to the stores and everything else. Still, it's quite a stunning property. And yeah, I think given the grounds that you get with this one, that is actually a very decent price too. It's just a different lifestyle. It's got some olive groves with it. Makes sense. I drive past that all the time. Beautiful. Let's see what else there is. We have, unfortunately, a lot of people who started to build houses and then ran out of money. So you can find sort of the skeletons of the house that was to be built. And usually you can find those at a fairly good price. Just looking, I'm trying to find something that is in the town proper. Casale Strada Cole Tondo Città Sant'Angelo. This is again outside the town here. You want to look at it? Oh, it looks like it needs some work. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. That's in the hillside around Città, but again, not in the city, not the kind of lifestyle you're looking for. Just keep scrolling here a little bit. Yeah, didn't find much that was actually inside the town. Again, this too is on the outside of town if you're looking for something with a little bit of land. We do have quite a few expats who are interested in more country homes. Yeah, this is outside of the town, of course. Money does go far. I just clicked on it because it's a centro, but this does not look like it's in the centro at all. I'm actually not quite sure where this is, but these standalone homes are usually, yeah, see, this one says it has a garden and it's in a subdivision, so. Oh, no, it's subdivided into two distinct apartments, but yeah, I'm pretty sure this is not within the city walls here. Not sure why they put that. This is quite nice. It's got that rustic style, but again, this is outside of the city walls. Here's one that's quite an enormous one, isn't that? The villa is almost $2 million villa there. This one with a pool. Again, that's the one we were looking at before. That's that really large villa, very nice. But it is on a very big street. Yeah, it's not showing me much that's in this. There are more for sale inside the town. Maybe I just need to go knock on some doors and take some videos so that I can show them to you. Would you like that? Would you? So here's a 3-room apartment. I'm not seeing anything that is actually inside the city walls here. Now, these apartments are or this apartment is up for auction. And that does happen quite a lot. Again, this one is not inside the old city walls. This is not inside the medieval walls, but this one is probably not that far outside either, probably within walking distance. This one is a lovely villa. It's outside the city in some place called Cipresi, which must just be a little teeny tiny cluster of houses probably. Not sure, but it is a very lovely villa nonetheless. Comes with some land, so that's, just a different lifestyle if that's something you might be interested in. No, you're pretty sure you want to be. This says it's an antica villa in vendita Città Sant'Angelo, località Villa Ciprese. So yeah, this is just like a little tiny town outside of Città, probably with just a few houses. It says it's in, oh, look at those stone ceilings, aren't they beautiful? Those are done with forms, and I don't even know if they do that anymore, or it's got a nice garden area, right, but not quite what you're looking for. They're just not, it's not a lot. Here's a little apartment. Looks like it has 1 bathroom, 3 rooms. They are saying that this would be possibly a good place for a bed and breakfast. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's that big to become a bed and breakfast. I think that's going to be it for today, but I hope you will join me again soon. The next time we go shopping, we're going to Amalfi. So let me just show you a few highlights of Amalfi.